Today we are reflecting on Psalm 121. There are moments in life when we feel small, when the path ahead looks steep, uncertain, or even a little scary. Maybe it's a season of change, a personal struggle, or simply the weight of everything we carry. Psalm 121 meets us right in that space. It starts with a simple, honest gesture, looking up. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. It's the kind of moment we all had, searching for something bigger than ourselves, wondering where our help will come from. And the answer comes from, or like a deep breath, my help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. This psalm doesn't promise that life will be easy, but it does promise that we are not walking it alone. It paints a picture of a God who stays awake when we can't, who watches over us when we are weak, and who walks with us every step of the way. Not just during the day, but in the quiet, uncertain hours of the night. Not just when we are strong, but when we are worn out, lost, or afraid. This psalm doesn't promise that life will be easy, but it does promise that we are not walking it alone. It paints a picture of a God who stays awake when we can't, who watches over us when we are weak, and who walks with us every step of the way. Not just during the day, but in the quiet, uncertain hours of the night. Not just when we are strong, but when we are worn out, lost, or afraid. Verse 1. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from?
Psalm 121 feels like it was written for the days when life feels uncertain, when you're standing at the edge of something hard or unknown, wondering how you are going to make it through. It begins with the familiar feeling, looking up, searching, maybe even feeling a little lost. This opening line expresses an honest feelings of someone. Sounds like someone in a moment of need, standing still and looking up, literally or figuratively, searching for help, for hope, for something solid to hold on. We've all had moments like that, when life feels heavy, and all you can do is look up and ask, what now?
My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth.
Here comes the answer. Not just any help, but divine help. And not from a distance, vague force, but from the creator of everything. This verse shifts the focus from fear to faith. It's a reminder that the one who made the stars and the seas is also the one who helps me. That's deeply personal and deeply comforting. We have all asked that question in one form or another. When the pressure builds, when you are carrying more than you think you can hold, when everything around you seems too big or too fast.
Verse 3. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber.
God doesn't miss a step. We may feel unsure or unsteady, but this verse promises that we are not walking alone and we are not being overlooked. There is something deeply reassuring about a God who doesn't fall asleep on the job. who pays attention to every step we take.
Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep.
This is a reminder that God's attentiveness isn't a temporary favor, it's part of His very nature. While the world rests, God is still present, still watching. There is peace in knowing that when we are vulnerable at night, in weakness, in worry, He is still wide awake. We have all asked that question in one form or another when the pressure builds.
Verse 5. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand.
The psalm goes on to talk about shade and protection, not just during the day, but at night too. I think that's symbolic. God's with us in the obvious challenges and the hidden ones, in the busyness of life and in those quiet, anxious hours when no one else sees what we are battling inside. This verse brings the protection closer. God isn't far off. He's right there beside you. Like shade on a hot day, He offers relief, presence, and peace. He's not just a protector from a distance. He's near, personal, and constant.
Verse 6. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night.
This poetic promise speaks to all kinds of dangers, those we can see and those we cannot. The pressures of the day, the hidden fears of the night. God guards us through them all. It's a way of saying you are held and covered, protected and guided, loved and cared 24/7.
And the verse 7 says, The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life.
All harm doesn't mean nothing hard will happen. It means nothing will happen outside of God's watchful care. Even when we go through pain and suffering and challenges and difficulties, we are not abandoned. This verse is about protection that runs deeper than comfort. It's about the kind of keeping that holds your whole life, even your soul.
And verse 8 says, The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore.
This final verse is a beautiful closing promise. God's care isn't just for a moment, it's for every step, in every season, full time. Our coming and going covers all the movements of life, big and small, seen and unseen. He is with us in the beginnings, endings, and everything in between. These words are so powerful. They remind us of the everlasting presence, providence, and protection of God. It's not just a promise for today, or this week, or just for when things feel bad. It's a forever kind of care. It means that wherever I go, whatever season I'm in, whether I'm starting something new or ending something old, God is there, watching, keeping, and walking with me. Psalm 121 feels like it was written for the days when life feels uncertain, difficult, and challenging. When you are standing at the edge of something hard or unknown, wondering how you are going to make it through, it begins with a familiar feeling, looking up, searching for answers. maybe even feeling a little lost.
A life without struggle, but it gives us something even more powerful, the assurance that we are never left to face it alone. In a world where so much feels uncertain, the psalm anchors us in a truth that's steady and unshakable. God is our keeper. Whether we are standing at the beginning of a journey or somewhere in the messy middle, God watches over our coming and going, not from a distance, but with deep personal care, moment by moment, breath by breath. The road may be long, but we walk it with a companion who neither sleeps nor slumbers, a protector who knows us, sees us, and holds us close. So when we find ourselves lifting our eyes in search of strength, may we remember our help doesn't come from what's around us. It comes from the one who made it all and who holds us every step of the way. Finally, Psalm 121 isn't just a song of protection. It's a love letter from a God who stays and cares for us. A God who sees when we are scared, who walks beside us in the darkest moments of our lives, who doesn't sleep when we are weary, burnt out, or even lost, and who promises to hold us, not just for now, but forever. It's the kind of promise we all long for, and it is and will always be ours.